I love that, Jim. Hey, girl.
You are crazy.
You silent cry.
Oh, we love you. I was that you on there. We were like, where did you go?
Where she had went, making our nerves bad, getting out of here. But we forgot to tell her that we wanted her to stay so we can give her some loving.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And thank you so very much, because you really made a difference in the listening of individuals who have been previously incarcerated. We thank you so much for your advocacy. So we just gonna tell you what we couldn't tell you because you was gone on us, you burnt out on us. But your advocacy, the things that you're doing, the sacrifices that you're making, we thank you so much for your children. And we thank your children for allowing us to borrow you for an hour and a half of your time and engaging with us. We will keep you lifted up in prayer for all of your sacrifices, for your trauma, for the experiences that you've gone through, because guess what? You're victorious. You're no longer living in trauma, and we bind it in the name of Jesus. We don't receive you as someone who is in trauma. We receive you as someone who is healed, someone who is amazing, someone who has no burdens to bear, someone who is making a difference for the world and making a difference for people who feel they are voiceless. And that's what we love, to make a difference in those particular areas, because this platform is for you. This platform is for all of our audience members. This platform is for individuals that need someone to stand up on their behalf because they know not their strength and their capacities. So thank you, Shawana, for all that you've done, all that you're doing, and all that you continue to do. And we will continue to support you. Look forward to your success, your growth, your character building and development. And one day we'll definitely have you come back and let us know what you're up to, sis.
And we are going to make sure to post all of your information for your book. I know that book is going to be great. I am an avid reader. Avid reader. Nakia Nicole Franklin, are you eating on the damn live internet? Don't spit it out. Don't spit it out. You're supposed to eat before you do this shit. Whatever. Be you. Let me tell you something. Okay. This is funny. I'm going to talk about Shawana in a second. I swear. And then we're going to get up out of here. We're not going to be on here long. I swear to God. Because I'm ready to go to bed. So I was on another talk show, standing room only. Lord, today. Baby. Lord, today. Okay.
They my favorite.
Out of the camera. And so I was on this talk show, and it's called Standing Room Only, and it's with a bunch of comedians. And when I first got, I was like, what in the hell? The two hosts, I was like, what are they talking about? But after the night, yes, thank you for your girl, wait.
Y'all don't know what just happened, but I do. Oh, and Slappy, I am so mad at you.
Wait, before we talk about something, let me tell you about these standing room only comments. Anyway, so I was on as a guest, as the guest artist, musician. Mm-hmm. And it was great. And one of the hosts is a musician, and she's bomb. But anyway, man, these people started having me rolling so hard. They are so freaking funny. And I'm a shout out because I'm hoping to have some of those comedians come on the after party. Two in particular. One of them had just toured, and he didn't headline, but his name was on the marquee at the Apollo Theater recently. So that was pretty cool. And another lady, her daughter was kind of creeping in and out. But let me tell you, it was funny. Not just that, but I had a plate of food. My son kind of handed me a plate of food. I was like, because I'm engaging that plate. and when he would, when the person, whoever was the focal point at the time, he put them full on screen. He full on screen. So it was like, let me see, can I do it? I can't. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and figure out how to do it. He put, maybe because it was so many, he put it full on screen, right? So you couldn't see the other guest. And I bet pretend it's my fork. I was like, and I know he saw me because I could see what's going on, and I'm just chewing, and I'm like paying attention to them people coming, whoever was talking to the end of this. I was like, I went down on my damn food. I got it. I ate my dinner while other people were up on the screen. Yeah, so that was funny. So I'm not completely mad at you.
It's freeze dried.
I don't care what it is.
They're healthy. So Slappy Pang.
Oh yeah, Slappy. Slappy, who's usually with us, is not with us
today.
My darling, sweet pie, honey bunch, my sugar dumpling munchkins, because he was in the hospital. And this is my complete love bucket and brother. And that little butthead did not tell me he went to the damn hospital.
We're supposed to be on your emergency contact.
Oh my God, I'm not on the list. I'm supposed to be on the list. I'm supposed to know these things. So I'm gonna have to go make a trip over there to see him in his freaking face, so he can see me in my face and have to deal with the fact that he didn't tell his sister that he was in the damn hospital.
Exactly.
Otherwise, I don't know. You probably need a break from him talking about coming in on this thing and grabbing your lips, because he's so bad.
But I still want to know that he's good. I know he is managed. So,
who can help? Who could blame him? I need to go to bed. Oh my God. Okay, come on, let's hurry up and get up out of here. Get serious. Tell me why you're grateful.
Everything, Jesus. I'm gonna pray for you right now.
Go ahead and pray.
God, you need Jesus. Okay, so
I got Jesus.
No, Jesus need to have you.
He got me too, girl. I'm the co-pilot. I ain't driving. Matter of fact, God is driving. Jesus is co-pilot. I'm in the back with my feet up chilling because they got it. Why I got to work?
I was sure about to tell you because I ain't in no passenger seat. I ain't that good.
But what we're not gonna do, Nakia and Nicole, is we're not gonna talk between bites. We're not gonna do that. You can either. What we're not gonna do is and girl showing all of your Texas City side from Lamarck heritage. Get that shit out of here.
Okay, so sis, tonight's show. Anything that you want to say about it? And then we're gonna get our grateful behinds grateful, and then we're gonna.
Well, the only thing I want to point out is how mortified I was personally, and I don't consider myself a green person, but I was mortified to know that there are people who literally get lost inside of juvie in prison, as in they just in there, And the reason why I said that is let me see if I can explain myself so I don't seem like a complete idiot. Like she was put there for housing, and her case manager lied on federal documents about visiting her and working with her for years.
More than one.
I'm trying to figure out the humanity behind that BS. Like, okay. How can you deal with your life and sleep at night and you're not doing that? And I don't give a damn what the circumstances are. I tried. That was in the Bible. I tried.
Not that type of.
Don't make me tell you all of it's in there. And so, I mean, you get another job, because I do remember, I know this may not be the same, but I have a lot of friends that work for CPS, right? Matter of fact, one of them sits on the board, and they talk about the stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of cases, and it's hard to be efficient and thorough because you get more and more and more, and then you get in trouble for quality assurance or whatever you call it, if you're not running through them fast enough. And I'm over here like running through them fast enough. I get it, but I don't get it. But she quit. And I know somebody has to do the job, so I thank God for the people who are doing the job. But I'm trying to be balanced here. But my point is that is so freaking inhumane to just leave somebody behind bars who did not commit a crime, and you just leave them there. it's bad to leave somebody behind bars who do the crime, they do the time, and whatever reform they attach themselves to get back into society. You know, that's a crime too. But I really want to stay up. This is a child in foster care, needing a roof over her head, and you just leave her there. And when you two both said that that is common, as in that is the way it is, that is despicable. I am so proud of myself. I have so many explicits in my head right now, and they're not coming out of my mouth. I told you Jesus was running this thing. And so so that's something I want to bring out, because I know that you really don't hear her that well in the show. She was having some technical difficulties. That part, okay? The other part is I'm really hurt about how her cellmate, that was her friend, you know, was
burned alive
in front of her.
A wool blanket.
In front of her. For somebody to have a quick death in front of you is traumatic. But for somebody to burn and flesh, and you to smell that flesh, let me just make it real. You know, this ain't Law and Order or some Hollywood show. This woman watched her friend burn alive, and then was told, you better not say nothing.
And then was put in
isolation, solitary confinement.
For like a month?
A month, just to make sure they didn't say anything.
And it wasn't.
So not only are you dealing with the trauma of it happening, but now you're dealing with the trauma of saying, shut your mouth and don't say nothing, and then piled on trauma. And then so today, so she, like, if she can't do July 4th. She can't do car too much noise.
Right.
And that is something she has to live with.
Any fireworks, any loud bangs, any fire, barbecue. She can't even go to her family barbecue
because the smell of the cooking
meats and the fire. It's just, you know, she has.
And we got that episode without crying. That's so hurtful to me. You know, I'm not trying to turn into Mary Poppins on y'all tonight, but I know I try. You know, either I'm Mary Poppins or Cleo from Set It Off. I try to balance it. I don't work it out all the time. Okay. But that's the part of the show that I just wanted to say that really. But we knew that before the show. But those two things are atrocious to me.
Right. It's never easy to hear, you know, or relive or re-experience, and just imagine her life. You know, each and every day, each and every moment, she's living and breathing, you know. And Mallory, I just want to say, Mallory.
Ooh, Mallory.
Awesome. For your first time and for your coming out experience of being a poet and, you know, doing it in such a dramatized way was absolutely superb. I love the painting. The artwork was just beautiful. And for you to sit there in your innocence and, you know, go through the thought process as you're speaking in the background, and then the moments that you gaze into the mirror and see your reflection, and then you turn away, and then you'll kind of like look again, and then you just turn away, and then you're forgiving yourself, and you're going through each layer and each experience that is necessary in order to heal. So thank you so very much, Mallory. Your intro was great. Your entire performance was just amazing. And I can only see you getting better and building upon what you've already created and making more and more of an impact in not just your own life, but the lives of people for all the platforms that you will be able to participate in. For every opportunity that comes your way, you will develop and continue to build in character and in strength. I regarding Shawana and her son.
I'm sorry. Jelena,
why do you encourage her? I'm just saying, why you encourage your sister?
You know, I think me and Jelena went to the movies to see that together when it came out at GSU.
I believe
I think we did. Her, me, Tanya, Pam probably.
Yeah.
I don't remember, Jolene. You tell me. I love you, sis. My big sister.
So, it's just, that is why. Those are my whys of starting at the appointed time consulting, and working with ex-offenders and working with people with questionable backgrounds, trying to help them, whether it was getting employment, getting housing, because it's very, very difficult for anyone to get housing having a criminal background. There's for someone to actually go stay with a parent or a family member who's on Section 8 and you have a criminal background, if they find out that you're living in that house, if they find, because they have to go do checks, and if there's any sign that somebody's living there and that person have a criminal background, you can put your grandmother, your great grandmother, whomever it is, your mama, your dad, on the streets because you need a place to lay your head.
Yep.
As a hearing officer for the state of Texas, the board takes our recommendations because we're sitting there across the table from the offender. We're listening to the character witnesses. We're listening to the parole officer. We're listening to the police officer. We're listening to the victims. We're getting victim impact statement. It's a lot that goes on with gathering information and data and doing an investigation to make sure that everything that comes to you, that you are able to put it together and even summarize it to the extent that the board looks at these facts. Get the meat out of it. Out of all of the stuff, you got to pull the meat out. You got to present that, have someone present that to the board by creating this report, present it to the board, and the board makes the decision as to whether they're going to honor your recommendation of revocation, continued supervision, intermediate sanction facility, whatever, halfway house, whatever. Or if you're just going to go back to CDC, period. Because they're relying on us as hearing officers to make responsible, neutral, and detached decisions based on the facts that are presented. So we're the judges, right? Before it goes to the full court. So we're like to the grand jury. Okay. So before the indictment. Okay. So we provide like a sense of the indictment for the grand jury. We kind of represent them before it goes to the full judge, which is the board who makes that final decision, or whether there's a jury and the judge who makes that final decision, right? And I've seen so much in disenfranchisement. I've seen so much in negligence. I was under Rick Perry, and we all know that political debacle, because he was trying to pump himself up and set up the system so he could have his players and help lead him to become the next president of the United States. And the rules and policies and procedures that was being implemented and the overcrowdedness of the jails in HPD. And you had a sergeant there, a sheriff chief over the facility, the sheriff's department, right? During that time. And this is around 2008, 2009, where the jails were overcrowded, people sleeping on the floors and sleeping on top of each other. And then there was such an overcrowding, it got into the news. And so they were forcing them through the system and housing them. And people who had just didn't pay their $5 parole fees ended up in jail, in county jail, waiting on a parole hearing. Because
that's something else that I was thinking about. I just didn't get a chance to say when I was talking earlier. I just forgot that how atrocious it is that you would forget somebody in there with the overcrowded situation.
Well, that was about money. Yeah, but that was about money because you have to think about it. It's all the business.
Always boils down to the business.
Money. And the more
she said it, that prison is a $5 billion pharmaceutical
conglomerate, right?
Yeah.
And you have the more bodies you have in the county jails and in the prisons and in the institutions, that's more free labor. That's more money that they make. And oh my goodness. And that and that is Perry and the people that were under him, and they were in each other's pockets, and they were able to generate more and more money. And then everything burst wide open. So they had to release those people out of the jails. And then they was trying to expedite everybody out. Girl, can you not look my way while I'm reading your lips talking to you?
Negro, I'm in front of the freaking camera. I'm gonna look at you.
But I'm reading your lips while you talking.
You need to be concentrated. Go back to when you was rabbit hole anyway. Get the hell out of the rabbit hole. I'm on mute and everything.
I can't help it. And so, you know, it really made a difference, because then all of a sudden they were trying to push everybody out of the parole, out of the jails. Who is the oversight committee that tracks parole, grant, and demographics? We are dealing with that now in Memphis. Sometimes they have an independent group of people, citizens, okay, that are responsible for the oversight committees. But if you look at it, oftentimes those citizens are politically connected to different members, or the chair of the board, right? Or the governor, or whoever is over the criminal justice system as a whole. So unless you have independent individuals and you can vet that those individuals have no ties and no connections, there's always going to be a flaw in the system. There is a group working to get the DA removed because of the discrepancies in who gets released. That's everywhere. And here in Texas, it's much more complex because everybody's in everybody's pockets, and everybody is looking to see how they can get themselves on a higher up, and they're in cahoots together. And it's just the way the system has always been. It's a good old boy system. If you look at, I mean, what's that governor name we have right now that I don't, in the wheelchair, that I don't even, Abbott, Greg Abbott. Yeah. I don't have no respect for that man, because one, he utilizes his condition to get empathy for the people. And all he is an old political redneck, just like all the rest of them. And they're taking advantages of the people and the demographics. Out here in Texas, they're constantly trying to redistrict things, redraw the lines, because they are afraid of the Black vote. They are afraid of the minority capacity.
Well, they successfully did that in Third Ward.
Well, yeah, and they wipe out communities. They take over communities. They will take your land, and it ain't nothing that you can do about it for the most part here in Texas. And just like the Democrats right now in Washington, D.C., and they talking about they're going to arrest them when they get back. Or if they come back, they're going to lock them up. Lock me up. And they don't want to pay them because they're saying they're failing to perform their duties. First of all, they get less than, what is it, $7,000 or $20,000 a year, or $27,000 a year, or something like that. They don't even get $50,000 a year. This is basically voluntary. And you're gonna bring, the moment they step their foot down in Texas, they're supposed to be arrested by the sheriffs or the DPS. They're supposed to be arrested by them and brought back to the state, the house, okay, where Abbott is, and remanded there, locked up, held hostage there until they get the votes that they want. Well, these people are not walking off of their jobs. They are leaving to go advocate for the people in the districts in which they represent. Now, I don't agree with the methods of all the representatives. However, this situation and this group of people right here that are fighting for the Black vote, they don't want 24-hour voting places. They don't want drive-through voting places. They don't want voting after 5:00 p.m. And if you look at the history over the past several years, they have reduced our ability to have access to the right to vote. So I say, well, if you're going to take it all away, then let me off on Tuesday. Just make that my day off.
I don't even mean to interrupt you, but we have to bring it to a close, darling.
No problem. Because this is mine.
I know. And I just jumped in because I decided in the last 4 minutes of needing to stop you that there was no way you were going to come to a close.
Did you say
so? I want to say that you have successfully driven yourself down into the rabbit hole, and I don't want to hear shat later on when I do it normally. I said SHAT. SHAT is different from SHIT.
But
and
since you have rabbit holes, whether we own the episode or the after party or not,
but
you
I
have rabbit holes.
like to go down. And I pull myself out of it.
Well, I was gonna pull myself out of it because I had looked at the time and you didn't even give me an opportunity. But you know what? That's okay because I love you.
I didn't give you opportunity. Watch the playback.
No.
Yeah. Yep. No. Watch the playback tonight before you go to sleep when you talking to. I am grateful.
Me too.
I'm so
bananas and strawberries. I'm so
wait, hold on before we come out the black hole.
I was responding to Jalene's questions. We have
this is a new one. This is a new one.
We have a case here now to get a Black man off death row who has maintained his innocence. He has an intellectual disability, and we have laws stating that people below a certain IQ cannot be put to death. However, the DA refuses to follow the law.
Well,
I'm gonna say it
thank you for engaging, Jalene. We always appreciate that from you.
I can't say these things on air.
Why not? It's a Really Raw Talk Show.
It is a Really Raw Talk Show, but there's certain things you just shall not allow to come out of your mouth. So I'm not gonna voice my opinion in that situation.
Love you too, Pooh. It's my big sister.
I love you too, honey. I'm gonna just say that y'all need to continue to advocate. Get to the right people and do not fight, no matter what. Fight for his life. He may not have the capacity to face death row. He has the capacity to sit behind bars and be in a mental health institution indefinitely if need to know. Thank you, Jalene. I appreciate it. I just want to say, okay, thank you.
Please do.
I just want to say, talk to the right people and do your research, and whoever's advocating, whoever's fighting for him, do not let them stop. And hold the necessary persons accountable for their actions and inaction.
Right.
Because for every reaction, there's an inaction. For people who are not making a difference, people who are allowing the behavior, allowing the conduct, allowing that to happen. Because if it happens to him, it's going to open up a can of worms, and they're going to do it to more than him. Okay. And for people that are going against the written law themselves because they feel like they're above all, hold them accountable and do not fight. And this is a fight that we will all be fighting, whether we hear it in Texas, because when something happens such as that, like the redistricting in Texas and the denial of voting, when a major state or even any state that is making a major decision, legal decisions, law decisions, whether right or wrong, it's always a political fight. It's always a political situation. And when it begins and opens up in one state and they get away with it, I promise to God, it's going to move. And it's like a domino effect.
And that's normal.
Red states pushing for that legislation. And as often to change the laws because it's convenient for them to change the laws because it is what is beneficial to them. Okay. So thank you so very much, Jalene. I love you. And I just want to say I'm grateful for you, Von Greta, for allowing me to go down that rabbit hole and allowing me the opportunity to respond to her while you going off. I see your mouth moving, dog. I see your mouth moving. I want to thank you for allowing me to share my thoughts on different things that has occurred. This is just real life, everyday situations that people are going through and dealing with, and nobody cares. And that's the reality of it. Because if people cared, it wouldn't be going on. It would have changed a long time ago, and there'll be more talk about it. I'm thankful for Shawana, it's her transparency. I'm thankful for God, first and foremost, for giving us this platform and allowing us to utilize it for his will, and to be able to make a difference in the lives of people everywhere. on all continents and every area of this world. And whether people are listening to us today or people are listening to us 10 years from now, I pray and I hope that we were able to make a difference and an impact in your lives. And we were able to help bring you to a desire to take action that is impacting more than just you. So I'm grateful for just having one more day amongst all of us. I'm grateful for the health and well-being and the safety of people who have been involved in accidents and people who have had health concerns and people who have family members that have been impacted by the negligence of someone else. I'm thankful for the families that were able to find their loved ones in Florida after the building collapsed in Miami. And for those that are still grieving and for those that are still searching, I pray and I thank God that you have another opportunity to create something special, to leave their legacy behind so they can be known and not forgotten. Thank you so very much. And those are the things that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for tomorrow.
I feel like you rushed through your gratefulness for me.
Well, you're always pushing me and rushing me. But I love you.
Rush you.
I love you.
I don't rush you. I just try to keep you. That's what I'm supposed to do. Wait till we get on real live TV and you see what those producers do to you then.
First of all, on real live TV, I'm gonna be like, first of all, we on real live TV. All I gotta do is put the show on my television, on my big screen TV, and watch us on TV. So that's real live television. Recorded, live, it don't matter. It's real live. I'm alive, it's real. I can touch it, it's tangible. It's TV.
You've been drinking.
I do not drink.
I didn't say drink. I said drink.
Drinking.
Anyway, hey you guys, as I talk about what I am grateful for, I want you to be thinking about any prayer requests you may have that I need to pray for. You trying to pluck my food show out on here.
You actually did your gratefulness in the beginning. I could be wrong.
So she didn't put herself on mute because she know I'm about to in code and total unchecked mute. So yeah, whatever. So anyway, I'm always thankful for you, girl. You headache, you. Anyway, you the only one that can get away with it, Nakia. I am. But I'm going quick because I'm ready to go. Like Wanda said. I want to really take my time to thank Danielle. I probably shouldn't say her last name, but Danielle and Mallory, because these two women in the last, I'd say in the last couple of weeks, I've been in uncharted territory. I say it like that. And there's nothing like having a village of people that you can really talk to about anything and say whatever you want without judgment and knowing that it will go nowhere, And I have been, I have been just in a place. So they've been really calling me and praying for me. And Danny, in her Mexican accent, she's been talking to me in Spanish. So I know I've been like on her heart. Like she just, and I'm like, slow down. When you're in my face, I can really follow her. But on the phone, I can't follow her that way. I'm like, English, please. I've been knowing her for almost 20 years. And so, we can talk like that. So don't, I ain't being ugly. I'm not being ugly when I say English. But, you got to make it clear. But anyway, whatever. So, but I really wanted to take time in my gratefulness because that's all I want to give God glory for is they have really been holding me up. And my heart needed to be held up in the biggest way and still does. So I call it a growth spurt. Instead of saying it negatively, like, I'm going through some things, I'm troubled and stuff, because, you know what I mean?
And it's not negative, but it's not.
Okay, not negative as in bad, negative as in without seeing the light.
Yeah, and we just have to re-presence our way of saying things.
Exactly.
So
that's what I said
it accordingly.
I'm saying I'm in a growth spurt.
Right.
And growth spurt meaning, when God is in the midst of your life and doing some things, sometimes it just doesn't feel normal. You feel uneasy, you feel tender, you feel there's a word I'm looking for. You feel unsettled. It's unsettling. And you may not even be able to place exactly why. But when you have people in your world who are prayer warriors, and they're on the wall for you, and they feel your energy, and can come in and really get you settled and get you right. Well, I just don't think that there's anything greater. So I'm just really, really grateful for Mallory, the poet that was on, and also Danielle for giving me back what I give them. So
that's and pay
it. I can say a few more things I'm grateful for. I could say a few more things I'm grateful for, girl.
No.
I'm not gonna do it, but I could.
No.
But I'm gonna keep my trip to the moon to myself.
It's time to go. Now it's time to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a complete pleasure. We stayed on here a little bit longer than we want. We said it every damn time. But you look so cute. No, we did pretty good, because we're supposed to get out of here at 11 o'clock at the very latest. So anybody have any prayer requests? Because I'm getting ready to go in. I'm going to be serious. That don't happen all the time. Sis, I'm getting ready to be in a play. I'm so excited. I felt so unfulfilled. You would think that I wouldn't say that because of my actual 9 to 5. I get to encourage people all day, tell them you too can achieve, you can do it, you're a rock star. And then, of course, with this talk show, we get to, be enlightening in whatever way we can. But I'm so happy that I get to be in a play on stage, and she is a foxy, sexy, crazy ass, messy chick.
And we gotta make sure that you plug the information of when it's going to be and the cost of the tickets and all that stuff when all of that information comes to your hand. And also,
we're gonna have to make sure that the Real and Raw has something to do with hosting too. Not me, but you. That would be nice. It's gonna be in December, so it's a few months away. But we have our first meeting and read through this weekend coming. I'm so excited. I really am.
And I just want to say thank you. I just want to, we over the past several weeks, we have been going to functions, events, grand openings, introduction, community events on Fridays, on Thursdays, on Saturdays, plays on Sundays. So I just really want to acknowledge, individuals, Brooks Media, Straight to the Top, Collaborate,
Commander Johnson,
Commander Carolina Johnson,
South Central Patrol.
Okay, I didn't hear what you said, but yes, and
South Central Patrol, Commander Johnson, and South Central Patrol for HPD.
Yes, and Representative Shabazz for hosting the event. Amanda Sapp, who was the moderator.
Commander Johnson was the host of the event, and
Shabazz,
Councilwoman Shabazz was the head,
the lead speaker, and then Amanda Sapp was the host moderator for that event, that event. Let's talk to co-collaborator.
What's his name?
Mark,
the FBI agent. What's his name? Anthony. I can't remember his last name, which is probably right. Anthony Turner. Turner, okay. Right?
I believe so. And then Mark Davenport for inviting us to the grand opening of the Collaborate event. And we met so many people there. Huh?
Najia? Did I say it right?
Brooks. Yeah, I said her name also, Najia Brooks. And then Slappy, with the play, and we had some other stuff that we went to as well.
My frat brothers and sisters came down, so we went to go hang out and just let our hair down.
And we went to go do them things too. And so we just want to just really acknowledge and that just as a few of the people and the opportunities that we've had the ability to partake in, and people thought enough about us and enough about what it is that we're doing to.
And you got airtime on the news representing the Real and Raw with your mask on. Whoop whoop.
Yes, with Kamani's cool. But yeah. I was like, yeah. And definitely, if y'all are interested in getting your own mask for the Real and Raw Talk Show, definitely go to the Wisdom Entertainment website, which houses
www.vongreta.com.
Absolutely, which houses the Real and Raw products and content on there that my sister so graciously takes care of. And so, if there's anything else that, girl, I started to show you something, but that's okay. If there's anybody who wants to invite us to an event or activity, definitely let us know. If you want
we'll come through and support.
If y'all need to fly out somewhere, send us a plane ticket. Let us know the date ahead of time. But we're definitely.
Chris has the opening of his food truck court this weekend, I believe, coming.
Okay, sis, we gotta
power through over there. He wants us to come. We gotta power through.
But you can't tell me something one day and not let me put it in my calendar, because if I don't write it down,
he told you, and you were supposed to put it in your calendar at that moment when we were in a meeting.
We're supposed to get back and talk to him again.
Girl, ladies and gentlemen, it's been so nice having you on the show tonight. Oh my God,
we love you. We appreciate you.
Good night.
That's why we are real and raw, baby. With no investments and no.
I hope y'all praying for me. I need prayer because of her.
Because of her.
You can't even pray right.
Pray for me.
Oh, I forgot to pray. I'm about to get serious for 30 seconds.
Because it's Tiffany 8, sis.
It's supposed to be 11. If you stop talking, I can get a minute in.
No, she didn't.
Lord God, I thank you so much for your grace, beauty, and resilience. I thank you. I'm talking to the Alpha and the Omega. I'm talking to the one that started all of this, who allows us to breathe every day. And for those of us who have lost loved ones, help us grieve the loss, but know that we will see them again. And hold on to that hope and faith. Lord, there are some people who have been hurt in the last week. We really ask that you heal them in the name of Jesus, even those people who have been hurt where we don't see their scars. And everybody under the sound of my voice, I sincerely pray that all your dreams come true. We declare and we decree that blessings chase us down. We thank you that goodness and mercy shall follow us all the days of our lives, and that we will remember beyond the shadow of a doubt that your word says, be of good courage, because you will be with us forever, wherever we shall go. In Jesus' name, amen. There's your Series Vaughn moment. Good night.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Real and Raw Talk Show with Nakia Franklin and Von Greta. Remember to like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel today. A special thanks to our guests, sponsors, and audience members. We are grateful for your support of our programming. If you would like to be a guest or sponsor of one of our shows, please email us at info.realrawtalkshow@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. This has been a Wisdom Entertainment production in association with Social Integration. The views and opinions expressed on the show do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Real and Raw Talk Show with Nakia Franklin and Von Greta. Any content provided are opinions and do not intend to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything. Stay connected and join us for our next conversation where there are no boundaries and no judgments.